What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two new upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package, as well as the next stimulus package, named the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan, as well as what is going on in the world today. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to jump right in. Don't forget to hit the like button for us. It really helps out our channel, and here we go. Also, in this video, we're going to talk about what is going to be coming this week and what will be happening this upcoming week with the infrastructure package and the next stimulus package. Okay, first up, the White House press secretary Jen Psaki was asked directly about why and how the Republican governors are basically causing millions of people from their state to not receive the $300 per week unemployment bonus anymore. There's over 22 different states now, I think we're nearing 30 even, of Republican governors that have opted out of the $300 per week unemployment bonus. So some of these states are offering back to work bonuses of anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. Arizona is actually offering a $2,000 back to work bonus. But the Democrats really don't like this at all because the Democrats passed this from the third stimulus check package completely on their own. Remember, not a single Republican voted for the third stimulus check package. The Democrats passed it through the reconciliation process, and is likely how they're going to pass the next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, as well. The next infrastructure package, the American Jobs Plan, which will create millions of jobs, the White House says, I would say there's about a 50-50 chance on whether or not they're going to go the reconciliation route or if they're going to be able to find common ground with the White House and the Democrats. But here's White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on these Republican governors removing that $300 per week unemployment.
Republican governors in some 22 states have rolled back those expanded unemployment benefits. What is the White House or the Biden administration doing to preserve those benefits, if anything, at the state level?
Well, Jarrett, it is up to, of course, these governors to make a decision about what assistance they want to provide to the people of their states. Our view continues to be that unemployment insurance, of course, at a federal level, which is something we advocate for and would work to pass through Congress or have worked to pass through Congress, is something that can help people during a time where there are still more than 8 million people out of work make ends meet. And that there is not overwhelming data that suggests that it is a driving factor in people not reentering the workforce, especially at a time where we're continuing to recover from the pandemic. But it is ultimately up to governors to make those decisions.
And there's nothing the federal government can do, just to be clear.
We can continue to convey what we see in the data, what we advocate for in terms of what we think will help get people back on their feet, and we use every opportunity to do that.
The Washington Post just reported some details on the upcoming budget, specifically that the public option to create a government-run health insurance program and a pledge to cut prescription drug costs are not going to be in that budget proposal. Anything you comment on that?
Well, we'll be announcing and rolling out the president's proposed budget a week from today. Buckle up. I know it's a big day for Reuters those days, and I'm not going to get too far ahead of that. But what I will tell you is that what it will outline is how we're proposing to pay for a range of the proposals the president has put forward. And he's clearly talked about and remains committed to his campaign pledge of pushing for a public option, to doing something to address the rising cost of prescription drugs, something he talked about in his joint session address. But every entity may not be reflected in this budget.
Okay, so White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says it doesn't look like the White House can really do much about these Republican governors opting out of the $300 per week unemployment bonus. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you think it's the right thing to do to take away the $300 per week bonus? In addition to, they're also taking away the extra weeks of unemployment, okay? So most states have around 26 weeks of unemployment. Each state's a little bit different based on their criteria. But for the most part, most states allow around 26 weeks of unemployment. After that, you don't get any unemployment. But because of the stimulus package that have been passed and the pandemic, that has been doubled or more. So basically, you were able to stay on unemployment for up to a year or in some cases more. Well, when these Republican governors get rid of that $300 per week bonus, they're also getting rid of the extra weeks. So if you're on week 32 of your unemployment, you're not only going to lose your $300 per week bonus, you're going to lose all your unemployment bonuses as well. So you will be getting no unemployment money and will basically be forced to go back to work, which is really kind of what the Republican governors are saying. I mean, some of them are actually saying it's time to go back to work. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you think this is fair? Or do you think that this is not something that the Republicans should be doing? Now, however, some of these Republican states, and more seem to be coming on board, are offering a back to work bonus instead of a $300 per week bonus, just like Arizona, that is offering a $2,000 back to work bonus. And the Arizona governor says that he'd rather pay people to go back and get a job and give them that $300 per week, but basically in the form of a back to work bonus. It's $1,000 for Arizona, at least. It's $1,000 for if you go back to work and get a part-time job, and it's $2,000 if you go back to work and get a full-time job. And this is what some Republican governors are doing. The problem I kind of see, I think that's a decent compromise. Again, because I don't like to see things as a Democrat or as a Republican. I like to see things as a realist. And I can understand why the Republican governors are doing this. But I also think if you're going to take away that bonus money, that $300 per week from that was basically passed by Congress, the third stimulus check package, at least give it to them when they go back to work. I don't really agree with if we're going to take the money away from people from being unemployed, there's no way for them to get that money if you don't give them a back to work bonus. So I do think that's a decent compromise. But more and more states are coming online every day. North Carolina, the Republicans from North Carolina's state, is pitching a $1,500 back to work bonus. Connecticut is offering a $1,000 bonus. Colorado is offering up to $1,600 for a back to work bonus. So we are seeing this in multiple different states, which is a form of a stimulus check to basically go back to work. However, Democratic lawmakers are really saying that this system is broken and that they shouldn't be allowed to take away this $300 per week unemployment bonus from people, and that this is giving the Democrats even more reason to pass a fourth stimulus check or even a monthly fourth stimulus check. Democratic Representative Pramila Jayapal says 3.5 million workers are losing benefits because of Republican governors' efforts to end enhanced unemployment assistance. This isn't helping our economy. It's hurting families during a crisis. You know what will help? Raising wages for workers. Now, Representative Pramila Jayapal is the co-sponsor, along with Democratic Representative Rashida Tlaib, that is a bill that has been introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives for a one-time $2,000 stimulus check, along with, after that, $1,000 monthly recurring payments that would go until 1 year after the pandemic is over. Representative Jayapal is also the leader of the Democratic Progressive Caucus, which is about half of the Democrats in the U.S. House of Representatives. So basically, if they don't come on board with the next stimulus package or the next House of Representatives, the rest of the Democrats will need to appease them and negotiate with them. And what their leader is saying right now is that they want monthly stimulus checks to be included in the next stimulus package. So we have seen a lot of support mounting for this fourth stimulus check, including over 80 different lawmakers that now support the monthly recurring direct payments. In addition to this, we also have a new recent breaking letter coming from the U.S. House Ways and Means Committee, which is basically pressing President Biden to pass recurring direct stimulus payments or monthly stimulus payments during this crisis, and that more checks could help millions of people stay out of poverty. The House Ways and Means Committee that is pressing President Biden to pass recurring direct stimulus payments is basically the group of representatives in the House that write the bill for the previous stimulus checks and for the next stimulus checks. And they are basically saying that, yes, they do want to have a forced stimulus check, but not just a single stimulus check. They want to actually have monthly stimulus checks included in this next stimulus package, the American Families Plan. Now, a White House advisor actually came out yesterday and said, quote, the president will change course in the infrastructure talks if the inaction seems inevitable. And this is basically saying that the Democrats will be forced to continue on with the reconciliation process, which is the process that they passed the stimulus package and, well, maybe even the next infrastructure package without any Republican support at all. So, and that's how they passed the third stimulus check package. If they do end up going the reconciliation route, I think it's a 50-50 chance for the physical infrastructure package, and I think it's a 95% chance that they're going to pass the next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, with the reconciliation process. And what that ultimately means in the end is that the Democrats will be able to put anything they want in this next stimulus package and the next infrastructure package within reason, as they will have to get all the Democrats to agree to it, which is what happened with the third stimulus check package. We had good old Democratic Senator Joe Manchin kind of being a thorn in their side and just kind of standing up and grandstanding and saying, yeah, I'm not too sure about this, or I want to change this detail and change that detail. I do expect that will happen again with Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, especially if they go the reconciliation route. But ultimately, he always ends up siding with the Democrats. I seen a funny comment in the comments yesterday. Sorry, I don't remember who it was, but you get the credit for this comment. They said that Joe Manchin is a dino, D-I-N-O, which is the opposite of a rhino, R-I-N-O. If you know what rhino is, R-I-N-O is Republican in name only. And they said that Joe Manchin is a dino or a dino, a Democrat in name only. But yeah, ultimately, like they say that Senator Mitt Romney is a rhino. He's a Republican in name only. But like 99% of the time, he ends up voting with the Republican Party, whether they're voting for or against the package. Joe Manchin's the same way. He might stand up and grandstand a little bit, but 99% of the time, he ends up voting with the Democratic Party. So ultimately, they will get all the Democratic votes for these next two packages. But there'll be a little bit of negotiating even amongst their own party. But at the end of the day, what that really means is that the Democrats can put anything they want in this next stimulus package and in this next infrastructure package. There's about 15 different items that they want to include in this next stimulus package, including a forced stimulus check, monthly forced stimulus checks, an expansion of the stimulus checks that are already going out on a monthly basis, which is the child tax credits, which, as you can see here, the IRS says that they're going to start sending out the monthly child tax credit payments, or these monthly stimulus checks, that they will start on July 15th. And what this is basically the IRS is prepaying these tax credits because, well, stimulus checks are actually tax credits. And so are these. These are advanced refundable tax credits, which is the same thing as a stimulus check. They send it to you in advance, and it's refundable on your stimulus or on your tax return. But they're going to start sending these monthly payments out starting on July 15th. So if you have children and you make below the income threshold, which is the same as the third stimulus check package, then you're going to be receiving, and you have to have a social security number as well, $250 per month for children ages 6 through 17. That will continue on for the rest of the year, the back half, the 6 months of the year that's left, as well as if your children under the age of 6, you're going to receive $300 per month. On the first half of this year, the first 6 months, basically January through June, you will get on your tax return as a tax refund. Instead of the monthly stimulus checks, you'll get a one lump sum for those months, $1,500 to $1,800. That's the start of monthly stimulus checks. That's already passed. That's passed from the third stimulus check package. And as I said, it's $250 to $300 per month. It's $3,000 per child for ages 6 through 17 and $3,600 for children under the age of 6. This is the start of monthly stimulus checks. This is already passed. So monthly stimulus checks are already a thing, albeit only for people with children and the person who claims them as a dependent. In the next stimulus package, another provision they want to do that is very likely is they want to increase these payments to go all the way to the year 2025 or even permanently. So that is a provision I'm expecting to be in this next package, where the monthly payments will basically just continue on every month as a form of government child support, and basically will continue on until your child turns 18 or we reach that threshold of maybe 2025 or something like that. Also, they want to include Medicare expansion, which will include free hearing, dental, vision, as well as free hearing aids, and lowering the eligibility age to most likely age 60, although there has been some talk going as low as age 55. Senator Bernie Sanders says that they can pay for that completely, and maybe even some Social Security raises, which I'll get to here in a second, simply by forcing pharmaceutical companies to give us lower prescription drugs for the same prices that they charge other countries. So that's probably going to be in one of these next packages, as well as Social Security increases. We have 3 different Social Security increases that have been introduced. Number one, as you can see here, is the long-awaited bill by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Elizabeth Warren and Ron Wyden have unveiled a bill to increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. This initial plan was for this to be increased for 2 years with an additional $4,000. We also have another more recent proposal to increase the SSI program by $279 per month. That also could end up in bleeding over into the SSDI program as well. Although one of the more likely programs is the one from President Biden himself. Biden has called for increasing levies to help pay for proposed benefit increases, including raising the minimum Social Security benefit for all Social Security people that collect money to at least 125% of the federal poverty level. That would mean that anybody that collects Social Security benefits would receive a minimum of $1,341 per month, and that is directly from President Biden's plan. That could be included in one of these next packages, or even the package after that, as they are talking about another stimulus package after that. They also want to include 2 years of free college, which will be an absolute game changer. I think that has a very high likelihood of being included. It's 2 years of free community college, although there was a possibility of having even more than 2 years of free college included as well, and also 2 years of free preschool to be included in this next package as well. So as I said, there's about 15 different stimulus items. There's also really big news, and we mentioned the back to work bonuses, but in one of my previous videos, there's all these different states coming out with stimulus checks on the state level, the county level, and the city level. And that is because states, counties, and cities are receiving $350 billion. And some states have already announced stimulus checks and stimulus programs on the state level. I'll link you to a video here on that here in a second. If you haven't watched that yet, you definitely should watch that. But first, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. I will keep you up to date on everything stimulus related, the next infrastructure package, as well as what is going on in the world today. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss an episode because we covered new programs and different daily news in each video. After subscribing, you can click the bell icon down below to get notification reminders when we go live with new videos. You can click this video here to watch about President Biden's Social Security increase in more detail, and you can click this video here to see about the states that are so far announcing stimulus checks on the state level, city level, and county level. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.